Hello and welcome to Cup of Coffee with me, Sandy. I'm back. Tuna's back. Coffee earrings are back. And you know what? One of my guests that I had last year, and then we spoke about her marine life and where she was all over the oceans, and she was a ship's captain and whatever. And at that time, she was actually writing a book. And I'd said to her, well, when you finish writing the book, why don't you come back on Cup of Coffee? Would you believe it? She phoned me and she said, Sandy, I've got something for you. I have finished the book. Can I come on Cup of Coffee? And I said, sure. And that is my wonderful guest of Nina Bech Andersen. Hello, Nina, and welcome.
Hello, Sandy, and lovely to be back.
My word, you kept your word when I said, please let me know and come back. And there you are. And you have finished your book, this wonderful book, which I'm holding up now, which is 12 Universal Skills. And
the beginner's guide to a successful work life.
Oh, I love hearing that from you. Really good. Now tell me, how did you really start the book? What made you, and I think your husband is Peter, do the book?
Well, what got us started was that we realized when we stopped working, or while we were working already, that there are lots of skills that you need at work that aren't the hard skills, but are softer skills. And you learn them along the way. You learn them through trial and error, or if you're lucky, you go on a training course. Some people are naturally talented in some of them, others maybe not so much. And they're all very, very important to how we actually succeed at work and can do our jobs. So it's a waste of everyone's resources that we learn them along the way. Lots of them are also management or leadership skills. And the whole idea of learning them after you actually need them is a waste of potential. So we thought, why don't we write a book where we make all these skills available for people at the very start of their career? Because there are business books out there, but they're all for managers or people that want to have aspirations to be managers, or people that have gone down with stress or feel that they're not finding the right path in work. So this is for people without any experience in the work market.
Okay, so that means that when they've left school, when they've left university, and they're just about to start their job, that is when you think is the time for them to be learning the skills that they will be needing before they even go into the workplace.
Yes, because just to get into the workplace, then you also need to know what these skills are. Because when you're searching for a job you need to know, what am I going to put forward? What value do I have to bring to the table? Because these are the softer skills. These are skills like, how do I manage myself? How aware am I of who I am, and how other people see me, what my blind spots are, and also how do I interact with other people? And if you haven't...
Stop you there. And also confidence.
Absolutely. So the skills are self-awareness. It's setting goals, the goals that you want in your work life, but not goals that are just success, as in how do I earn a lot of money, but what makes me feel successful, what brings me joy, what gives me meaning, and how do I design my job and my career so that it makes most sense for me, so that I feel good in my job. And then, of course, there's building resilience, building confidence. And so it's a lot about self-management. And then there's also all the skills that you need to do the job: communication, team building, working with other people. And of course, having a manager. Because if you haven't been in a work situation before, then you haven't had a manager before. And they come in all different sizes and shapes. And depending on how that manager is as a person, or how they think, and how their preferences in how to do things, then you have to you have to be aware of that so that you can complement them the best way.
Sure.
So then that also takes skills.
Yes, yes. And all these points are in the book.
Absolutely.
And so you really are not going in cold. You've been helped by the book to assess how you deal with your manager. It's not like dealing with your parents or your school teacher or your university lecturer. It is how this is a special kind of person. He is going to be your boss, your mentor, and you have got to know how to work with him.
Yes, or her.
Or her.
Absolutely. Or them.
Or them.
Or them.
We never know these days.
It doesn't matter. Yes, but what's important? Yeah, what's important is that you know how to make a relationship or have a relationship that is a kind of like a partnership. But to get to that stage, then of course you have to establish trust. So you have to, of course, do your part. And it's if you know what to do, if you know what's important for your manager, if you know how they like to do things, if you know the way that they're thinking, then it makes it a lot easier to actually have build up a good relationship with a manager. And a manager is important in your life, so at work.
Absolutely. What you followed on with besides the book, which excites me no end, is that you did an audio book. And tell me about your audio book. How did it come about and where did you do it? And tell me all about it. I'm very curious.
Yes, well, we decided to go out with not just a book, as in a physical book, but also as an audio book. There are lots of people nowadays that listen to books instead of reading books. So especially people at the start of their career where they spend a lot of time in transport or just in the gym or running. So we decided that, of course, we wanted to do an audiobook. And we, because we were going to the States, we did it in the States because we live here in Spain. And we felt more comfortable doing it in the States.
The Big Apple.
Oh, yes, in the Big Apple, where I was narrating it. And I'm very happy to have been able to do that.
Now tell me, when you say you narrated it, you were in a studio, you were sitting in the box, and you were looking out at the technicians? Was that
well, not it? Yes, I was in the box. I wasn't sitting down and I wasn't looking at the technicians. It was a closed booth. Oh, and because I like moving around when I talk. When I move around, then I become more lively. So I could definitely not sit down for 6 hours and narrate a book. So I was standing.
Okay. And it was 6 hours each day?
Yes. Not that the books are that long, but it's just under 10 hours. But you have a lot of takes, so you retake and take. So I think I spent 5 days in the studio, 6 hours per day. But we put it up so that we had a weekend in between so that I could
get your voice back.
Rest my voice.
But the difference of this is you are the author, you and Peter are the authors, but you are the author and you reading your own book. It's coming from your soul. It's coming from your heart. It's actually coming from you. So people listening to this, if they're running, as you say, or if they're exercising, they can hear the author's words as it was coming from your mouth to the pen. Absolutely.
Absolutely. So it's a wonderful experience being able to read your book and put your heart and your emphasis in what you think is most important. And I found it very enjoyable. And I hope and I think that people will be able to hear that when they listen to it.
That I am sure, because, it's your baby. So, of course, you are putting all the warmth and the love and the care in the book. And that's just magic. Now, we've spoken about the book, we've spoken about the audio, and now I'm going to ask you, where can people buy 12 Universal Skills?
Yes, well, 12 Universal Skills is available on Amazon in all 4 formats. And for those people that don't use Amazon, then it's also on all other online book platforms, all the major ones. So depending on where you are, then you can find it there. And likewise, the audio is also out there on the major platforms.
Okay. And what about people? Have you had people reading the book and giving you crits?
Yes, we have. So the first reviews and endorsements have been coming in, and I'm glad to say that they're very positive.
Can I ask who has endorsed it or who has read it, and you can use their names?
Yes, you can. So, for example, Marshall Goldsmith, who is the author of What Got You Here Won't Get You There. So, yes, absolutely. We're very, very happy to have that one.
Absolutely magic. And I think you told me before we started recording that Barnes and Noble in America have got it on their bookshelves. Well, online.
I'm not sure they've got it on the bookshelves yet, but they definitely have it online. Yes.
Yeah, and to get that, having lived in the States, I know how big Barnes and Noble are, and they are the granddaddy and really the bookshop of bookshops. So that really is a coup for you. I'm going to ask you now, how are you going to further promote your book? Tell me.
Well, we're now at the start of a journey. So now next phase is getting the word out there. So we are contacting universities, we're contacting large companies, we're contacting influencers in these areas, trying to get some talks in. So
what about radio shows? You know, I started off, my life was always radio because there was no television before in South Africa. But radio is a wonderful medium to get, if you can get interviewed on radio and then even on television, my word, your world will really be opening up. And I'm sure with your success, you will do something more in that vein. But you've also got another part to you in as much as you have got a Danish background. So you can go to Denmark, speak the language there. You can go Sweden. You can go all over, quite honestly, all over Europe. You don't need just to be in one place. So the world is your oyster.
Absolutely.
I really think the day that you and Peter sat down and said, well, we've got these skills in our box. What are we going to do with them? Didn't even think that this was going to happen to the two of
you. No. But we wanted to share. We thought we've learned so much. Yeah. And so we decided to share, and then we spent over three years doing research and writing the book.
Well, I know it's going to be a success because I've read it, and I'm just sorry I didn't have it way down the line in my life, because there are some things that I could have used which would have enhanced my career, but there you go. It wasn't there, but for the people that can still use it today, make use of it. So, Nina, I'm saying to you, thank you for coming back to me. Thank you for joining Cup of Coffee. And I look forward to watching the growth of the new two authors.
Thank you very much, Sandy, for having me here. And thank you for everything.
You're so welcome. And I say to my viewers, well, you will next be seeing Tuna and I for another cup of coffee. It will be very soon. I can't tell you who my guest is going to be, but I know that you're going to enjoy it, and it's going to be fun as always. So in the meantime, take care, and I look forward to seeing you again very soon. In the meantime, bye for now.